Hello, I'm Nick Stern. I'm Professor of Economics at the London School of Economics. I've been thinking about climate change for the better part of 2 decades. The more I think about it, the more worrying the consequences of inaction look, but so too the more attractive the consequences of getting this right, finding a new way of raising living standards, reducing poverty around the world, breaking the relationship between economic activity and environmental destruction. And we can do that, and we know how to do it. And now is the moment when we have to decide. Now is the moment when we have to act. The World Wilderness Congress, as we all know, has had to be postponed because of the coronavirus. The coronavirus is, of course, a great emergency, something that requires our immediate action as a world, working together to protect ourselves and to protect all of us, particularly the weakest. Those arguments, of course, as we know very well, apply to climate change and to biodiversity. And those challenges will stay with us. We hope, of course, that the pandemic will be managed and will go away soon. But the challenges of climate and of biodiversity and looking after our wildernesses and our natural capital, they will stay with us, and we have to act now. We have to act urgently. Let me try to explain from an economist's point of view just how urgent that is. The world's infrastructure will double in the next 15 or 20 years. If we make an infrastructure, that extra infrastructure that looks anything like the infrastructure that we have now, we will have put 3 degrees out of reach, let alone the 1.5 that we must strive for. So this is deeply urgent. Of course, the decisions on that infrastructure that will be built in the next 15 or 20 years are taken now and in the next few years from now. So we have to decide and we have to act. And as we think about infrastructure, we must be thinking about our natural infrastructure, about our forests and our land and our oceans and our wildernesses. They shape what we can do. They determine our water, our air, our food. They are infrastructure. They enable, like any other infrastructure, us to get on with our lives and to do what matters to us. So natural capital, natural infrastructure are central to our investment story in this coming 2 decades, which is so vital. We will not get to net zero in the next 30 years, as we must, unless we protect and invest in our natural capital. It's absolutely vital, and the decision makers, business people, everyone involved in decision making and acting in this world has to recognize natural infrastructure as a key part of our assets and infrastructure, a key part of the investments in the coming years. If we get this wrong, the consequences will be devastating. We haven't been at 3 degrees for 3 million years. We've been here as human beings, Homo sapiens, for only 250,000 years. We haven't seen anything like this. Hundreds of millions, perhaps billions, indeed probably billions of people would have to move with extended and deep conflict and loss of life. Those are the stakes that we're playing for. But there is an alternative. There is an alternative way of doing things. We can break that relationship between environmental destruction and economic activity. We can do things differently. We can use renewables. We can be a much more efficient world, and we can invest in our natural capital. And as we do that, we will also invest in social cohesiveness and our social capital. This new way of doing things is in our hands. We have to decide to act now, and central to this new and different way of doing things will be investment in natural capital and infrastructure. It will be the source of jobs, the source of well-being of all kinds, health, and of course in our spirits as well. This is a vital opportunity. The time for decision is now. The time for dithering is over, and I'm sure all of us working together around the World Wilderness Congress and beyond will find a way of going forward, will find a way of doing things differently, and this will be an enormous opportunity. Let's take it together. Thank you.